Omaha's news leader, chronicling the stories and people making a difference in our community. This is KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rob McCartney, and I want to tell you up front that this edition of Chronicle is really going to the dogs and cats and all the other animals at the Nebraska Humane Society. It's celebrating its 150th year helping animals in the metro, and they want you to help. Today, the president and CEO of NHS joins us to talk about where they've been, where they're going to go, hoping to go, plus events going on that you can participate in. And later, Bruno and I are going to go on a little excursion, highlighting the effort to get dogs out of the shelter and into a loving home. First, in November, we shared a story about the Humane Society gearing up to start renovations on their animal medical department. It's after that area flooded in July of 2023 when a pipe burst. Well, the Humane Society says the damage forced them to shut down that part of the building and move services elsewhere. Well, Chronicle's Maddie Augustine gave us an inside look at the damage and the renovation plans, which are now in full swing.
It does make for a little bit more difficulty because it is a smaller space, and also we need to do a lot of back and forth walking, which it'll be nice to have time saved, because time saved is more lives saved.
Drywall ripped out and massive cracks all along the floor and walls. It's just some of the damage caused by a burst pipe underneath the animal medical department at the Nebraska Humane Society.
Even the ceiling, with the pressure changes with the water coming in the building, actually damaged portions of the ceiling as well.
And since the flood in July 2023, Dr. Amber Horn says she knew it was an opportunity to update the space into what would best serve the needs of the community for years to come.
One of the other biggest improvements is we're going to do more of an open concept layout and have a designated medical exam area versus having it all kind of be in one spot.
Taking advantage of dead space that was unused or wasn't utilized properly, other changes Horn says include 2 separate spaces for a dog ICU and a cat ICU, a dental suite, and a new foster family area.
Being able to have a high quality facility to care for those animals is just going to allow us to continue to do great care.
Updates NHS CEO Pam Weiss says are necessary.
We really needed to, because this was, when it was renovated, we had 3 vets working in this space along with support staff. Now we have 6 vets on staff.
Weiss says the project will cost more than $3 million to complete, but insurance, foundation money, and the generosity of the community have helped raise some of that money already.
To have that support from people and have them say, what can we do to help? This stinks that this happened. What can we do to make it better? Is incredible.
That was Maddie Augustine reporting. And now to talk about the future of the Humane Society and programs they have going on right now. Some of them is Pam Weiss. She is president and CEO. Pam, thanks so much for being here today.
Oh my gosh, thanks for inviting us.
Okay, first off, who's your pal here?
Who's
What's
your
his
buddy?
name? Who's your buddy?
So this is Biggie Smalls.
Oh.
Yes, I named him that so that I could say, "You're killing me, Smalls," when he runs away from me.
Gotcha.
He's a 9-year-old shelter dog. He is toothless, and my typical MO, I need to save something that really needs help, and this one certainly does, but he's such a sweetheart.
Do you know what breed?
Sure. Yeah, what would you like him to be, Rob?
I thought it might be one of those cases. Hey, let's get an update, quick update on the expansion and renovation. How's it going?
You know, going well. I walked down there just this morning. Don't tell the contractors.
Okay.
Did not have my hard hat on. Now I said that on TV. Anyway, it's moving and shaking. We've got a lot of the demo done, and we're on schedule to have that renoed and reopened by like October of this year.
Nice. Are you looking at the flood as a glass half full? So we're talking about the community response, or is it a glass completely full?
Oh my gosh, glass completely full, Rob. It was, we were, tight on space to begin with.
Right.
And then when this occurred, it was like, wow, well, let's try to make it better. And we had some folks that said, let us help you make it better. And so everything kind of aligned the way we needed it to in order to be able to make this a really wonderful space for the next 150 years.
Nice. And speaking of 150 years, are you ready for this one?
Oh, wow. I got to tell you what, we're so excited. Our 150-year anniversary, of course, is this year.
Right.
And we've got a lot of exciting events planned, but we're also, it's so cool to look back in the archives and see where we've been, how much we've progressed, and now to take a look at where we're going to. We've got some strategic initiatives looking at outreach to the community, and we're just super excited about it.
What have you found? Anything surprise you that you found? I hate to put you on the spot like that, because imagine a lot of stuff has.
So
you have something.
It's really interesting. I'll tell you this. So August 7th, 1875, first meeting, founders Ezra Millard, Augustus Kuntz, J. Sterling Morton, Gilbert Hitchcock, A.J. Poppleton. All those names.
Huge
I mean, we
names.
had some big, heavy hitters there that were people that really wanted to see something happen in order to help animal cruelty in Omaha, and they were the ones that started it. It's
Nice.
crazy.
That is crazy. Hey, I want to back up a big, huge step back. People who don't know, what kind of animals do y'all deal with?
So we deal with domesticated pets mainly, although we do get some wildlife that comes in. We send those guys off to Nebraska Wildlife Rehab Incorporated, who does a great job with wildlife. We work with domesticated animals. So you have dogs, you have cats, horses. We had a couple of goats. We had Vincent Van Goat and Barnabas, who were two goats at the shelter earlier this year, got adopted. We get critters in, bearded dragons, guinea pigs, all kinds of domesticated animals. And those are the guys that we work with to help people keep them in their homes, or if they're running into problems and simply can't keep them any longer, then we help to get them rehomed and or to find adoptive homes for them.
Nice. And a little peek behind the curtains, and you said in Maddie's story with her that you went from 3 to 6 vets. Do you have to have vets who can handle everything or anything? Is that, or I mean, you can't have a specialist, can you? I mean,
You know, we have our vets are incredible. We have some vets that grew up in small towns and in rural areas, and we have vets that I think that within the vet schooling, they get large animal and small animal. Most of them are small animal vets, but they have some large animal knowledge. And then we call in community vets if we need to, if there's a cattle truck that overturns or something like that we really need help on. Although on the last one, I think our vets handled it.
right.
Yeah.
Biggie is doing great, by the way.
Just hanging.
Just hanging, looking. Hey, Biggie.
He's mesmerized by you, Rob.
Yeah, he can aim higher. What is the greatest need? What do you guys do? You have a lot of programs. What's the most important program? If you can do that, if you can say that.
It's so hard.
And let me rephrase it. Not the most important, but what's the most common thing that you guys do?
So, in terms of medical care, or
people coming in, do people come in and drop off pets?
Gotcha.
Do you, that kind of thing?
So currently, it's funny because our initiatives are, back up slightly, we used to be bring your animal to us, we'll find a new home for it. Now we're finding that if people really want to keep their pets, that's one of the biggest issues that we face. People coming in and saying, I can't afford my pet, I don't have the resources for it, I need help, my apartment complex won't let me keep it, those types of issues. And so we are working with new initiatives to try to help people keep their pets. So if it's an economic issue, I can't afford my pet, what do you need? Do you need pet food? Do you need supplies? Do you need some help with medical care? I can't keep my pet because I can't keep him in my yard because my fence is busted. Can we help you get a new fence? What can we do there? I can't keep my pet because my apartment complex manager says he needs to be better trained. He's running down the hallway. I don't know what to do. Let's get you training. Let's talk to your apartment manager about that. We have all of those scenarios that have happened at the shelter that we've been able to help people navigate that, figure out what they need to do to be able to keep their pet, because it's a lot, let's be honest, it's a lot cheaper to keep a pet with you and help you than to bring the animal in, go through all the processes that we do with everything that we do, and then try to keep him there and house him and try to find a new home. Well, he's got a home, you need the help. So that's what we're doing now, is a lot of really community outreach initiatives to help people.
And some of the things I noticed when I was going through your website, you have a number of programs geared towards seniors. We all know how pets are part of the family, but they're really, really vital to seniors, right? I mean, you have like Animeals, something like, I mean, can you tell us a little about anything you do for the seniors?
Absolutely. Animeals is a program where we have volunteers who deliver pet food and supplies, usually, I think it's monthly, to people that can't get out. So people that are shut in and apply for Meals on Wheels. And so if they've got a pet, then we're able to go, yep, absolutely, you meet all the criteria, let's do some pet food deliveries. And our volunteers have found that it's not just pet food deliveries, sometimes it's helping to comb out the animal, sometimes just chit-chatting with the senior. So that's a really wonderful program that helps them. We have a Helping Heroes program where if you are homeless veterans that need to go in for help, medical care, and have prolonged hospital stays, we help to find support for those pets if we can find placement for them in foster care while those people are recovering in the hospital. we've got a program that we've been working with through the VA, which the funding's a little weird now, but because I think that we got them out, or we ran them out of money because we adopted so many pets to their veterans.
Right.
But yeah, I think that we adopted, I've got the numbers somewhere, but we adopted several pets, many pets to veterans, and actually had a day, a month that veterans could come in a little early and kind of get the pick of the litter and have a little bit more time to figure out what they want to do just for the vets. So a lot of programs for seniors and for people who really just blossom with pets and are wonderful pet owners, but may need a little bit of extra care in order to be able to place those pets with them.
I love that. And finally then, let me ask you, why is the Humane Society necessary? I mean, you've been around for not you personally, have been around for 150 years.
Sometimes I feel like it.
I know, don't we all? But I mean, why are you so vital for the community?
You know, I think because pets are such they're such a universal animal, if you will, for everyone. And it doesn't matter your socioeconomic status, it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your race or anything. Everybody loves pets, or there are portions of all communities that love pets. And so if we can help our community to keep pets in homes and to help them keep their pets, that raises the level of enjoyment and joy for our community. It also helps the pets, because if we can keep them safe and provide a voice for them, then we're elevating our community as well. So I just think it's a really symbiotic relationship with being able to help the people who love the pets and also then being able to help the pets themselves.
I like that, and having been out there, I mean, the facility you have is amazing. I mean, I know it's expanding, but
we are very lucky. We have a community that supports that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Pam, thanks so much. Biggie Smalls, right?
Biggie Smalls, you're killing me, Smalls.
Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Rob.
All right, next here on KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle, the event's going on for the 150th anniversary, and later, we're going to the dogs, the program trying to get more canines a loving home.